Hey everyone, I'm going to be taking a look at this MacBook Air A1466 that came back from an Apple authorized service provider with a fan not spinning and two missing screws out of the bottom. We're going to dive in a little bit deeper into this, see what's going on with it. I don't expect this video to have any solutions or honestly positive outcomes for this one because I don't really have any replacement parts or equipment that I can use here. Other than some basic soldering equipment and experience with tech stuff. So pretty much I'm going to go ahead and get started tearing this thing down. Going to remove the board out of it and see what's going on the inside. Like I said, this video is probably just going to be me rambling about stuff, but hey, that's what you clicked on. So first things first, let's get this board out of here. We're going to get the battery unplugged before I start taking any major components out. I'm also going to get rid of the solid state drive that's in the way here. One sec. Gotta grab a T5. Sorry, the camera arm is actually right where my screwdriver needs to go on that one. Take that out of the board here, and we're gonna lift this up and out. And would you look at that? I just saved all of the customer's data in one fell swoop. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Oh yeah, we have the screw sitting on the LCD connection. Thanks, Apple. I'm pretty sure that's a board screw that's supposed to go right there. You know what? I'm just gonna check to see. Maybe they had it in the right spot and just forgot to twist it in. But yeah, no, that's exactly where it goes, and it's definitely not going to untighten itself and fall out and lay on top of the display connection all on its own, especially when this screw had some Loctite on it on the inside. That's not really gonna fly. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep removing the rest of the board here. And at some point I may break out the microscope and we'll dive a little bit deeper into taking a look at the board. Like I said, not really sure what's going on here. I have experience diagnosing board issues before, but there's no guarantee on this one because I've not actually messed with the A1466 boards before. So it is a little bit of a different animal than what I'm used to here. What do we have going on here? These rails look like they've been replaced or resoldered, actually. Interesting. We're going to go back over that with the microscope later. Let's keep trucking along, get these screws out. Should probably focus lock the camera so it's not jumping all around, but whatever. Sneaking suspicion I'm going to have to drop the heatsink off to actually get this thing out of there. This one actually had some corrosion on it from before, so that's always a great sign. Get rid of this flex connection here. Zoom out so you guys can see what's going on here. And go in, pop some of these flex connectors out of the way. Get him gone. Walk him out. Not even going to be nice about this one. I'm just going to pop that out. Unlatch this little feller here. Get him out of the way. I think that might be our fan connection on this one, and I'm not sure if that's dirt or an actual tear in that flex connection there. Zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This little bit of copper that's exposed here, that it looks like it's part of a sticker of some sort. I don't think it's the actual connection, but then again, I might be wrong, so that's another thing to take a look at under the scope once we get to that point. Let's go ahead and keep getting screws out of this thing. Another hidden connection. Let's gently unlatch the LCD connector. And finally, our board is starting to get loose. So we're actually getting it in there. Yep, we've got 2 more flex connections down here. What's going on with this one? Just latched. There's a latch connection. It's pretty terrible. Okay. Those out of the way. Let's see how much movement our board has yet. Still getting there. Still getting there. What's holding you on here? Alright, fair enough. We'll keep moving, make sure that heatsink. Looks like it is the heatsink. It's holding us on still, so let's unscrew a tiny one right there. Now we're talking. Now we're getting out of here. So that's actually a daughter board off to the side here. That's interesting. Like I said, I don't really have any experience working on the 1466 boards, so I'm finding it kind of interesting that there's a daughter board over here for the power connectors. It looks like one of your USB, your headphone jack, and your MagSafe power connector are actually run along the same daughter board, which is entirely separate from the motherboard. And what that means basically is that if an Apple authorized service provider ever tells you that they can't replace your charging port because it's on the logic board of the A1466, they are a filthy liar. It is not, and it can easily be changed out. Looks like it's plug and play. I say easily, but then again, it is Apple, so it's entirely possible that it would murder your entire computer. That's just the risk you take with Apple products, though, isn't it? We're getting there. We are getting there. We've dropped out most of our little fan screws here. I really hope that Rossmann is not watching this video, because he will be laughing at me that I'm having trouble getting this board out. So here's our fan. What's going on with our fan? Why does fan not spin? Fan does not spin because fan is locked. Fan is not moving because fan is clogged up with actual dirt. See that? See that inside? The fan blades are not going to let that thing spin. Oh man, he's actually got 2 blades that have been ripped off of here. You seeing this, guys? Look at that. I'm hoping that I can actually just break that chunk out and not have to worry about replacing his fan. I'm really wondering what this chunk is. Let's go ahead and pop the top off of this. I'm pretty sure we've just narrowed down our problem, actually. All this talk of not being able to solve the problem, and we might have just solved it in 5 minutes. Just kidding, this video has been recording for 10. So let's pop open the top of this little fan here. It's got 4 tiny, absolutely tiny Phillips heads that hold it on. And that's just going to pop over the top casing of the fan, kind of reveal the assembly a little bit better so we can get to those blades. Man, those are in there. Don't have to worry about the fan falling apart. Alright, so sure enough, this is the cause of our problems. And if I had to hazard a guess, that is a marijuana stem. Sure enough. That's also what's in this board. So yeah, cool. That seems to be what was causing it to lock up. It does still have one of its blades stuck under there, so I'm going to pop that out. Get the other one out of here as well. Come here. Hey. Hey. There you go. Okay. And now we've got a free spinning fan. Okay, this is looking pretty promising. Let's go ahead and put this cap back on. And maybe I can actually give this guy a call tonight and let him know what I found. What appears to be the problem. I'm still planning on cleaning up this board a little bit, and we'll see what it does. But the board's working fine. There's nothing wrong with the board. It boots up to the operating system. Everything's good to go there. It's just that the fan wasn't spinning and it was causing overheating. So sure enough, if the fan's not able to spin, that's going to cause some overheating issues. We might not have just had to try and get that board out as much as we did, but that's okay. Never hurts to be safe. MagSafe. That was bad, I know. This rubber grommet that you see right here actually covers the backside of the fan to force the airflow to go through the vents on the heatsink that's right behind it. It's a really smart design, except for the fact it doesn't allow any dust or debris to escape. That thing acts as a giant filter, and rather than being pretty aerodynamically friendly, like most heat sinks are going to have large enough gaps that things can fit between them. This one is not. This one's going to have like paper thin gaps between each layer of painted copper. So it's going to basically just keep all the dust in that it pulls in from the back of the board that you see right here. Your fan, your intake is going to take all that dust in. It's going to get wadded up there, and it's going to cause thermal throttling issues. But if you are an iMac user or a MacBook user, you are very familiar with thermal throttling issues, I'm sure. You may have even bought a brand new device due to thermal throttling. Please don't make fun of the way I use a screwdriver, Louis Rossmann. It's not my fault. It's a weird angle. That's the excuse I'm gonna run with. It's a weird angle. Sorry. So we're just gonna continue screwing this board in, or this fan back into the board. We're going to realize that we used the incorrect screws on that one, which is actually fine on the fan component because it does not screw into anything except for standoffs from the frame. We're not going to long screw the board. Nope, not going to long screw the board, not today. Replace this with the correct screws right there. Nice little standoff, little tall guy. This little friend is gonna fit right in there. And then this little short feller It goes down there at the bottom. And that fan is plugged back in, as you see right there. It's cool. Got that going. Let's plug in this this daughter board, it looks like. That's what that connector is. We are going to feed this dog back into its house. Possibly. So I guess a positive and a negative about Apple devices is that they're very, very tight. Everything is very, very tightly placed in there. So that's a positive on the sense that, well, nothing's going to really fall out and everything fits exactly where it should be. But it's also a negative because if it doesn't go back exactly the way it came out, it ain't going to go back. It just ain't going to happen. Sorry, plugging back in the wireless card there. It's a little tight fit, but it works. And now we're just going to re-screw in the board, get that board reconnected down there. And with any luck, we will have fan spin. Didn't Rossmann start like a church about fan spin? The great church of Apple fan spin. A spinning fan is a happy MacBook. I'm not going to connect the battery just yet. Still working on these things. Going to be very careful with that display connector. Do not want to go in there the wrong way. And I know I'm a little bit off camera at the moment. I'm just screwing in these board screws, getting them out of my way. Be very careful not to long screw anything. Though in this one, it doesn't really have that many opportunities for a long screw. Looks like we've got a wire trapped under there. What is going on with that guy? Can't push that out of the way. Now that's a happy screw. That's a happy screw. He fits in very well. Let's go ahead and reconnect that daughter board again. Slightly different connector. We'll plug in our speaker connectors. 1. And 2. 2 speaker connectors connected. Let's make sure we got everything else that we need on there. That cap looks a little wonky. Looks like he's not seated, oriented properly, but that's okay. It's still working. Now let's reinstall that customer data that we saved earlier that Apple is not able to recover at their service center for some reason. Wow, that was hard. All right, now let's zoom out a bit. There we go, and we will see if we have fan spin. Ladies and gentlemen, I am an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. Let's plug the battery back in. And let's see if we have fan spin. What do we have? We have MacBook. Ladies and gentlemen, we have fan spin. The problem has been solved. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean this board up, give the customer a call, and we'll call it a day. So I guess thanks for joining me on this adventure that I thought was not going to be successful. Awesome. Cool deal. All right, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.